honestly, I think domestic violence is wrong in humanity. I honestly don't think it's correct or human for us to be beating other people.
Domestic violence, it's really, it's a sad thing for me. Actually, I actually witnessed a lot of it when I was younger. A lot of my friends, they were in relationships at a very young age, and teenagers, they don't always know how to deal with the stresses of being an adult. And I think sometimes people, when they get into relationships and they don't really know what's going on, they act out and they hurt each other.
Well, domestic violence is a thing that stems from generation to generation, in my opinion. So you really get it from your parents or somebody in your family where you have witnessed it happen in the household.
I think it's wrong.
It's a negative thing in our society.
Well, domestic violence is an issue that I think that it should be taken seriously. I mean, I grew up with my family very affected by domestic violence, so I believe that that should be an issue that should be taken with respect towards solving it by any means. Not any means, but very seriously.
I think it's an abuse of any kind within a family structure or a relationship, whether it be man, woman, child. Domestic is at home, so consider it to be inside the house.
It's very true.
That's abuse. In my opinion, it's abuse towards a woman. Like, I don't really see domestic violence against a man, unless it's a man-and-man relationship.
To me, it's either a man or a woman hitting anyone, whether it's a girlfriend, wife, husband, boyfriend. The legal definition is like sister, cousin, brother, anyone, basically.
Well, domestic violence is any abuse from let it be a woman to a man or a man to a woman in the household, in a store, anything having to do with people, I guess for lack of a better word, beating up on people, abusing them in any type of physical way.
It's abuse. There's physical abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse upon another's person.
I have a couple of friends who have gone through domestic violence, so I don't think that's very positive at all.
Yeah, a friend of mine, he was dating a woman, and he actually hit her. They got into a serious tussle and everything. He's actually in jail now for, well, not now. This is like when I was like 18 years old. I'm way older now. He did a year for hitting her.
Yes, I know a lot of people, went through the domestic violence thing. We started a restorative justice program called the Block Project. That's on 126 and Lenox Avenue, NDS Law Office, Neighborhood Defender Service. The lawyer by the name of Susan Marcus started it, and we mediate during domestic violence reports that when you don't want to call the police on a person or something, so we'd be like mediators.
I don't know anybody, but I hear it on the news and stuff a lot.
No. Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I do.
I know some friends who got into situations when they fought with their spouse. Yeah.
I actually was a victim of domestic violence 2 years ago.
What about it?
My boyfriend liked to get drunk and hit me.
Yes, I've had a couple different friends that have been victims as well as myself.
Yes, I do. And it was awful. She married him. It was just bad. It was very bad, and finally got a divorce after years of physical and verbal abuse, as well as physical. I mean, just beyond the physical, it was also mental, telling her that she was worth nothing and things like that. So, yeah.
Well, some of my friends believe that Chris Brown really didn't do it, but he was alleged the attacker. He was pointed out as the attacker by Rihanna, so I definitely believe he was the attacker, and I definitely think it was wrong in his part to beat her.
Now, that is actually a very interesting case. I've got my own opinions. I actually think she started it. And I think a lot of times unreported violence against men towards women is what actually escalates a lot of things. Flinging, plucking someone on the nose, tugging at their ear, or some of the things that they said that she did while she was in the car before the violence escalated. I think a lot of times, a lot of men don't know how to just walk away. You can say just run away, but some men don't know how to just run away oftentimes. And I think a lot of times women take for granted the fact that a man will not hit them, and they actually take it a little bit further. Abusers come in all forms, both male and female, in my opinion.
Oh, that's a very interesting question. My man, Michael Green, he got a show on M&N called Hugs for Harlem TV. That's every Wednesday at 1 o'clock on channel 34, I believe. And I was there visiting him that day, and so he was interviewing me, and that was the day after it happened. So we was really talking about Jada Kiss. That was the new album coming out. Shout out to Jada Kiss too. But that's what happened. Chris Brown got arrested and all that. He was like, yeah, how you really feel about that? And I was like, you really got to know the whole story, because nobody really knows the whole story but Rihanna and Chris Brown. So until you hear the whole story, I can't really have an opinion on that.
Thank you. I was really surprised, but at the same time, I was like more upset that she went back with him.
I don't know that I had one. Yeah, I don't know that I had one.
Do you,
I don't know who that is.
That's it's weird because it's very publicized because they're famous. They are famous, but Chris Brown, he's a young man. Rihanna's a young woman. I believe Chris Brown's mother was domestic violence, something like that, right? So he should know better. But I don't know. That's a situation that's maybe it's because of the fame, or maybe it's not. But he shouldn't have put his hands on her no matter what. It shouldn't be like that. But I don't know. Whatever happens to him, wish him good luck. If they get back together, then I guess you call that love. I guess I don't know.
I thought it was very sad. I thought it was a very sad thing. They're in the media a lot, and they're entertainers and stuff like that, so you never know what's really going on because media controls how things are put out. But either way, I still think it was a very bad thing that happened to them. Sad.
I feel bad because they're young. They're like my age, 19. So it's really hard for me to say. I know he's wrong, but people say he's gonna keep doing it. I think it's a good age for him to stop right now, or get it while he's right here, his prime.
With that, I don't really know exactly what happened because we only know what the media is telling us. But if he really did what they're saying he did, it's absolutely disgusting, and he needs to spend time behind bars.
With kids in the house, I've seen kids actually go, they really don't know what to do at that moment. They're powerless. And it's like watching a really bad television show take place. I myself, when I witnessed it when I was a teenager, I didn't know what to do. I actually put my hands over my head, and I just tried to ignore the sound of it. So I myself, as a victim of it, a tertiary victim of violence myself.
For more information on getting help in a domestic violence situation, log on to the website on the bottom of your screen. Right now, we're going to take a quick break and show you some promos that inform you, the viewer, about the different ways you can get involved with what's going on at the Youth Channel.